why I'm going to be covering a cigar I have never smoked before. It's called Blood Medicine from Crowned Heads. It's a very limited edition cigar. If you happen to see one, I'm going to go ahead and say to grab it. It's named from its namesake building in Nashville, Tennessee. And as I'm going through Nashville, Tennessee right now, I figured what would be a better time than to review this cigar. Come along and let's crack this puppy open. Let's see how it is. I'm excited. I've been told good things. Let's do this. So I feel like it's been a little while since I've done a cigar review, and I've been meaning to do quite a few, but let me tell you guys, life has just been crazy. Being able to get a video out every week has proven to be difficult, and if you are one of my loyal subscribers, then you may have seen that there's been a couple weeks that I had to go every other week because I got lost up in time. So I apologize for that. I really aim to have a video out every week, and now that this house is getting built and we're going to be doing more of the work, it's been nuts. And I also blew my ankle out on a pothole of all things, and so that kind of delayed some of my own abilities, and I've been dealing with some forearm issues, which I had to go to the orthopedic for also. So it's just been a lot, and I apologize for that. So anyway, let's get on with this video. So Crowned Heads is out in Nashville, Tennessee, and the story behind this Blood Medicine is that there's a building, it was a 3-story building in Nashville that was kind of industrial brick. And it became a hotel for quite a while. And then I think it was 1988, it became a restaurant. It is still standing. That now restaurant is still located at the same corner of Broadway and 4th Street that it's always stood. So this Blood Medicine really does have kind of an interesting history already, even though it's pretty short-lived. Originally, it was called Snake Oil, and it was introduced at events only. This is the first cigar that they have come out with in about 2 more years as a Toro. It is a 6x52. Lovely, very classy wrapper. Very pretty. The wrapper, speaking of, is Ecuadorian Habano. The binder is Ecuadorian Connecticut, and then the filler is all Nicaraguan. I'm very interested to see how this one smokes. Again, I've never smoked this. All my other reviews so far, I have smoked before, and I knew that I enjoyed them. This one, I was asked by Victor at Cigars International in East Ridge, Tennessee, to do a review on it because he hadn't even tried it, and Victor is super knowledgeable about cigars, so I hope to do this one justice. We're going to see what kind of notes we can get from this, again, on the draw, on the retrohale, and on that roof rub. Guys, I was telling several people, employees at Cigars International, about the roof rub, and they tried it and they were blown away. So I felt good getting to show some very seasoned, very knowledgeable cigar smokers something new. So that's what I love about this community, though. You get into cigars and you learn something new every day. We all do. Let's get on with it. I came up through Nashville, oddly enough, and just delivered in Bowling Green. I think you can see those white bags right there. Those are powdered paint. That is the paint they use to paint the white and the yellow lines on the street. All right, the dry draw already is mild, very mild. It's a little earthy. I pick up some straw or hay, almost like a candela. It's very reminiscent on the dry draw, at least alone, of a candela, and that grassy, hay-y kind of taste you get. This is interesting. It is a mild cigar. These first couple puffs I'm taking aren't super inspiring. They're not overpowering, and I don't say they're not inspiring to put it down. But there's some cigars, you know, you crack them open and you get into that first couple puffs and it just hits you. This one does not yet. I still get that earthiness. I also get a little bit of graham cracker from this, and still a little bit of straw-like flavors. So I'm pretty happy with it. This, as of right now, off these first couple draws, I'm going to say would be a great cigar for someone who appreciates the lighter palate. I see a lot of people starting out with cigars that are flavored or infused, and if they're wanting to get into something a little more traditional, this might be a good way to go. And it might also be good for a breakfast stick with some coffee. So this is a nice stick so far. It's just very pleasant. So I've got to get set up to back out of here. I'll let you guys ride along for that, and I'll let you know as this develops. So in this first quarter so far, and again, still first couple puffs in, it's very nice. It's not changing yet. So I'm interested to see how this stick develops, how it comes along. But so far, very pleasantly pleased. Blood Medicine I thought would be very stout. Not very stout. I mean, it's not a broadleaf, but it's just, I thought it might have a little more punch. And so far, it's very good. The profile is nice. Alright, so I made it out of there. Getting back over to Interstate 65, I'm going to be heading to Summer Shade, Kentucky. If you haven't been to Summer Shade, you're missing out. It's nothing but country. It's quite pretty. This Blood Medicine, burning pretty nice. Liking it so far. Still, it is starting to develop in flavor a little bit. There's some more baking spices that are coming through. I don't think it's quite cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg. There is some cream behind it and a nuttiness. And it's still good. You just get more, I think, those spices coming through and giving it a little more flavor. So, you know, the first couple flavors I was tasting were very subtle. So now it's starting to pick up. I'm truly in the first quarter of the cigar. And the flavors are starting to develop. It's still nice. Again, for a newer smoker, I think this will be a good introduction for them if you can find it. If you can find it. There's only 1,200 boxes that were sent out. And of course, in each box, there's 12 cigars. They retail for about $11.95. They're not super pricey. It's a pretty affordable stick if you're doing this hobby. But it's going to be hard to find them. You might want to go online to Cigars International and see if you can buy them there. I'm quite sure you can. So, very limited edition. It would be a very interesting cigar to also age in a humidor for quite a few years, really let the flavors sink in and develop. I would love to try it after it had sat for 5 to 10 years. You know, there's a lot of cigars that I would love to do that with, and I get so impatient. I just want to smoke them. So if I ever get a really nice cabinet-style humidor that's got maybe 2 different drawers on it to where I can for aging, and I get some cigars that are ones that I've had that I like. You know, it's not like I'm dying to smoke them right then. I might try to age a couple. I have had a couple aged cigars, and wow, they're so much warmer. That's the best way to describe them. All the flavors they have, except there's a warmth behind it, and they're elevated and amplified in their flavor. So it is worth it to sit on them and age them. So I have quite a few people on here also that do ask questions, or that seem to be newer to cigars. Some seem to be very seasoned smokers. So what I would ask of you, aside from hitting that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, share the video. This channel is starting to grow, and everything that I get in support means so much to me. You guys have no idea. I never thought anybody would listen to a word that I had to say about anything. So I really appreciate you and you and you and you and you and all of you for being here. I do have a Venmo account. I list that in the beginning openings, and I also put it in the details below. So if you feel called to do a monetary donation, you can send one through Venmo. I am also working on getting a P.O. box, because I've had people say they'd like to send me some things. So I will let you know when that is up and running. And I now have Super Chat, Super Thanks. And honestly, I don't know how the Super Chat would work on this channel, because I'm not a podcaster. If you know how to do it and so care to do that, then I appreciate that as well. So I really love seeing you guys here. And for those of you like John and Kyle and Darius and all these people that seem to really be here so often, especially you, John. Love you, man. I just, many thanks. Thank you. From the top of my heart and the bottom. It's kind of shallow, so I might not be saying too much. But let me know. My question to you is, all of you guys, anybody watching this, is what questions do you have about cigars, or what problems have you run into? Whether it's knowing what kind of etiquette or what to look at. I would love to hear your questions and comments, and maybe I could do a whole video trying to answer those. I've been told I should do this like a podcast. Honestly, guys, I don't have a clue. I'm still technically deficient sometimes. If I can get that going, I might do that every now and then, do a kind of a live, hey, I'm going live. At any rate, let's get into this second half. I'm going to get down the road a little ways. What a wonderful day with this. Very nice. Okay, so I am absolutely halfway through this cigar. My only complaint so far, you know, I have said that when I'm in the truck, cigars tend to smoke a little faster because they have the air pulling on them. Whereas if you're just outside or inside, you don't have the extra air pull. So it's a very minor gripe. It's my own fault. As I get into this halfway point, it's staying pretty consistent. If you like it in the beginning, you're going to continue to like it all the way through. I am picking up a little more notes of cedar, especially on the roof rub. I really get the cedar on the roof rub. All those high notes come out. The draw is, I'm going to say, the baking spices, oddly enough. The retrohale is the earthiness and some of that nuttiness coming through. And then the roof rub, again, I get cedar and a little creaminess, which is very indicative of the Ecuadorian wrappers. I feel they're very creamy, especially the Ecuadorian Connecticut. So I'm not surprised that there's a bit of cream and nut behind this. The graham cracker also comes through on the retrohale. It's almost like the draw is kind of, it's okay. And then the retrohale is where you get the most flavors, and then the roof rub, you get just that little extra peak of flavor with the cedar in it. It's a nice cigar. If they were going to put this out consistently, I would have them. I would absolutely keep them around for a breakfast cigar, something that I just want a little lighter, like I said earlier. It's good. So I am, like I said, on my way to Summer Shade, Kentucky. I am going to be picking up what they call crane mats, and it basically looks like pieces of wood put together, and they literally put them down over muddy areas for cranes and heavy equipment to go over. So I'll give you a sneak peek into that. I've hauled these a couple times. I actually had picked some up in Pigeon Forge and brought them up and delivered them to Summer Shade. So I've been here before. I believe I showed you that on another video too. Once I get loaded, I'll show you what I've got, and then I'll actually be taking these right back into my home area where Cigars International is, East Ridge, Tennessee. So I'll be delivering that tomorrow morning. Should be a good, easy run. I got 2 runs down for the day then, and feeling pretty good. How do you not feel good when you got a good cigar? Can't add anything more to that. The weather is way better today. Any of you guys that have been in the oppressive heat of the east, especially the southeast, it's really nice today. It's beautiful. This truck does not have the best air conditioning. It's cold, it just doesn't blow hard. So days like today, I am doing great. So I will let you know. I'll check back in when I get down to the final third. I hope all of you guys are having a great day too. Well, I am here ready to pick up my mats. I got one truck ahead of me. And I am also at the end of this lovely cigar. It has stayed pretty consistent. The one thing I'm getting, especially on the roof rub, is a smokiness. Think like a campfire, not like the fire cured. If you've ever had like a Kentucky fire cured cigar, it's not strong and like that. It's not the campfire itself. It's more like the smoke that would come off of a campfire. That's the flavor that I get on that roof rub, and it's very nice. Very nice. I'm going to stay consistent with my original summary of this cigar. It really hasn't changed much. It is pleasant, mild, good burning. It is starting to get a little chunked up at the end, as you can see, and this leaf was actually my fault. When I removed the band, I tried sliding it down and it caught the leaf, but other than that, it's doing okay. It's going to make it. So I'm going to enjoy it while I'm waiting for this truck to be loaded. I'm going to say, if you can find one and you like a more mild cigar, go get one. If you like them a little fuller bodied, go get one of those and enjoy that too today. You deserve it. So on that note, I think I'm just going to say, stay vigilant. Take a breath.